With a game time temperature in the low 40s, we welcome you to the CHS varsity soccer field for a Saturday of WIAA regional final action. The second-seeded Cedarburg Bulldogs, ranked number 6 in both the area and final Division I state rankings, welcome in the third-seeded Brookfield East Spartans out of the Greater Metro Conference. They finished number 7 in the area, number 8 in the final D1 state rankings. Winner moves on will play Thursday in a sectional semifinal against either Whitefish Bay or Homestead. We welcome you to boys soccer. My name is Matt Menzel. We're live on Facebook Live. And these two teams meeting for the second time in just over a week's time. They met each other last Friday in a regular season finale, a different looking lineup for both sides. It was senior night in which the Bulldogs came away with a 2-1 result. Bulldogs are coming off a regional semifinal victory on Tuesday, knocking off Germantown 2-0. Brookfield East, they're coming off a 3-1 result in knocking off Menominee Falls. And we're underway here in the first half. Glad to be along for continuing coverage of Bulldog soccer. For the Bulldogs in the black, near side, Diego Estrada had it taken away. Brookfield East, that was knocked away from Fez Ahmed. Mentioned when these teams got together last Friday, Brookfield East going with a different looking lineup. A lot of their regulars sitting out the finale, a game that essentially meant nothing in preparation for the postseason, and came out and despite a slower start against Menominee Falls on Tuesday, able to eventually rally, got a couple of goals late, and overcame a 1-goal deficit to knock off the Indians by a 3-1 final. Early on, a Bulldog foul against Ethan Ellerts. And slowly back to his feet, Matt Andrusko. He's one of the top offensive threats for Brookfield East. Did not play last time these teams got together. Andrusko, a first-team All-Conference selection last year, a second-team All-Conference in 2018. Also an All-State selection last fall. Diego Estrada, one-man wall for the Bulldogs. Will Phillips moves up. Andrusko puts it back into play. Headed away. Tracked down by Phillips. Pressure on the backside coming from Andrew Moyler to the end line. Rolls out for a Bulldog goal kick. The starting Bulldogs goalkeeper is Ben Jabot, the third-year varsity starter in his senior season. Team he's become familiar with, Bulldogs have become familiar with, Brookfield East has become familiar with the Bulldogs, as these teams now meet for the sixth time in the playoffs since 2010, and for the third time in the last 4 seasons. Of course, the Bulldog season last year came to an end to Brookfield East. Game that was moved to Brookfield Central. It was a 1-0 final on November the 1st. For the Spartans, wake up! A short corner. Jack Lowe will send it across far post. Out it comes to Nico Dorsner. He's playing awfully well. He has recorded points now on 8 consecutive, a streak that was extended on Tuesday. He came through with the first and the second goal as well. Offside flag going up here against the Bulldogs. But Dorsner scoring the first goal in the 26th minute and the finishing touches on that victory with a goal in the 81st. He now is the team leader with a total of 11 goals on the year. Trenton Reed-Brock, who did not play the last time these teams got together, he comes in with a total of 10 goals and 7 assists.
You almost get the freedom.
Third minute, WIAA regional final. Things panning out the way we kind of thought they might, as Ryan Karst puts it back into play. Headed away, making his move was Fez Ahmed. He plays up top for Brookfield East. Waiting back is Phillips. Also in the middle of your screen, you had Henry Irwin. We talked about this last Friday. This was a potential matchup. Thought, of course, everything played out the way it should seed-wise. These teams would see each other again, and that was also factoring into the way the teams approached that finale last Friday. Not looking past their opponent on Tuesday, but certainly just knowing in the back of their mind possibility to see each other for a second consecutive year here in the postseason. Fez Ahmed will leave it back. Will Phillips going downfield for the Spartans. Looking for Jack Lowe. Good pressure on the backside that came from Zach Gracielny. And a throw in here for the Spartans. Fez Ahmed to the end line. Nice box out there by Ben Kukan, along with the Bulldogs to clear back toward midfield. Off the right foot of Trenton Reed-Brock. Being pestered here by Baran Evron. And now Brookfield is going across the far side with Zach Dale. He was the starting goalkeeper last year when the Spartans made their run all the way to the state championship matchup, eventually losing in a shootout after a tie. That for the Division II title against in-town rival Brookfield Central, who, by the way, has been eliminated from the postseason already. Different looking Lantern team that lost 13 seniors from that state championship run, but they saw their season come to a close. Number 4 seed lost to number 5 Waukesha West on Tuesday in a regional semifinal. Jabot off the top of the head of Owen Tegmeyer. And Tegmeyer leaving it back. Owen Bush got a touch. Nico Dorsner on the Bulldog run. He gets taken down in a Brookfield East foul. That comes here in the 5th minute. Just underway with no score in this WIAA regional final. It's 2 against 3 in this respective bracket. And again, Whitefish Bay and Homestead, the future opponent for one of these teams. Whoever wins that matchup that will take place tonight. Homestead, Whitefish Bay meeting earlier this season. What ended up being a victory for the Blue Dukes en route to another North Shore Conference championship. Fez Ahmed had it blocked. Fez Ahmed the second try. Going across, knocked away by Ben Jabot. And now there's a shot by Corbett that was blocked. John Corbett had a look, but Bulldogs coming through with the block. Owen Bush stepping up for the Bulldogs. Into the 18. Corbett now getting behind the ball. That was knocked back out. Corbett tripped up by Diego Estrada. Play on as the Bulldogs just going to back up that far side. Going to roll right to the right foot of Robert Williams, the Bulldog head coach. So throw in here for Brookfield East. That's going to be tossed on in by Henry Irwin. Andrusko. Bush got a piece. Andrusko passing off to Corbett. There's that 1-2 combo. His shot's going to be lifted high and over the goal for a Bulldog goal kick. Yeah, Jack Lowe on this near side. But there's that 1-2 combo that, again, did not play last Friday when the Spartans were here. You have Andrusko, but you also have Jack Corbett. He was number 2 on the team in scoring last season, was a second-team all-conference forward in the Tough Greater Metro Conference after his honorable mention status in 2018. Foul on the backside, Nico Dorsner getting held by Baran Evron, and the Bulldogs will put it back into play here in the 7th minute. No score in this regional final. And now for the Bulldogs. Gracie Elney putting it back into play with that service toward the 18. Off the head of Ryan Karst. Karst staying with it for Brookfield East. On the pass, it finds Jack Lowe. Around Gracie Elney up that right side. Irwin. That deflected off of Jack Lowe. Able to maintain possession for Brookfield East. And Lowe knocked away by Matt Dolman, thrown here for Brookfield East. 8th minute. Spartans back on their attacking end. They come in this season having scored 27 times. They've not been shut out. They've not been shut out since October 18th of last season. Nearly shut out last week when they were here and ended up getting a goal in the 83rd minute by Jacob Fox. Made that game interesting down the stretch after the Bulldogs were able to jump in front 2-0.
It'll be on there. Just won't be zoomed in.
On the Spartans throwing from Connor Mim. Back toward the corner with Ahmed. Sending it across. And the offside flag going up first after you had the run made. It was Lowe again on this near side as a target. Jack Lowe, only a sophomore, part of the Brookfield East midfield. This Spartans team losing some great talent from last year's runner-up finish. Bringing back just 2 of 7 all-conference performers, losing 3 defenders. That's one of the areas they were hit hard when it came to graduation, was on the defensive side, but goalkeeping-wise, a lot of experience back. And back between the posts here today is Anat Javari. He played in the second half when these teams got together last Friday. Gracie Elney against Lowe, certainly with that size advantage. Gracie Elney to the near side. It's going to be a throw-in here for the Spartans. This for Corbett. Corbett able to come through with a couple of goals in the team's state semifinal victory last November, a 4-1 win against New Richmond. Bounce it across. On that far post, you had Henry Irwin. End result, a goal kick. Stays scoreless 9 minutes into this first half. So Henry Irwin on that far post. But a step or two behind, possibly tapping that in. And this one stays scoreless as Jabot puts it back into play. Ben Jabot, when these teams met on Friday, he played all but 15 minutes and came through with 5 saves. He left the game and had these Spartans off the scoreboard. Bulldogs throw in. Giving it back for Bush. Deflected off a Spartan control here by Andrusko. The future Loyola Rambler will be a part of their Missouri Valley Conference team in the future. Corbett on the pass. Andrusko. Here's Fez Ahmed. Ahmed around Kukan. Sends it across. Jabot bats it and covers up. No rebound opportunity there for Jack Lowe. He was being marked up on Gracie Elney. And Jabot put it back into play. But one of the things, too, with a player like Andrusko, you see right here, not afraid to shoot from a good distance. He's got that ability. Size, speed, a couple of his big assets. But Andrusko, part of that talented Brookfield East midfield that also would go on and graduate another first-team all-conference member from last year's squad. There's a shot for Fez. Check that with Lowe on the shot attempt for Brookfield East. Goes over the goal. So Jack Lowe with the latest Brookfield East opportunity. He was able to jump in front. He had Fez Ahmed trailing the attack. Another Bulldogs goal kick, but a good start here for Brookfield East, putting the pressure on. And they're looking for a better start because we mentioned on Tuesday, not so much. They were down a goal at halftime. That's twice this season they've been down a goal at halftime against Menominee Falls and have come back thanks to a nice second half showing. Now in the regular season, they settled for a 3-3 tie. Tuesday was 1-1 for a good majority of that second half. Got a couple of late goals to knock off their fellow conference foe. Throwing here for the Spartans. Henry Irwin. Sent up into the air. Corbett going to go airborne against Jabot, and Kukan there defensively as well. And quickly, Jabot gets rid of it. Trent Rieprock trying to generate some Bulldog offense. Diego Estrada being held up by Phillips. Karst comes over. Nice 1-2 combo defensively, too. You got that size with Wilt Phillips. Ryan Karst, part of this backline. Again, a different looking backline from, say, last season. After the Spartans losing the likes of Charlie Klimpel, Steven Edwards, and Ty Skog. Bulldogs throw it. Doman on the toss. 13th minute. Lights are on here at the CHS Varsity Soccer Field for this 4 o'clock kickoff. Knocked away by Baran Evron, another Bulldogs throw-in. Right now in the box up top, they have Diego Estrada. Trent Rieprock. Well, push off there as he was battling against Zach Dale on the markup. Ball to be put back into play by Anant Javari. Actually, we'll move it over for the restart here for Brookfield East. But in talking about the goalkeeping situation, and Javari played a minute 51 in the state semifinal last year. That's it. After he played the majority of the regular season. Mixing some things up in that goalkeeping area. And again, Eric Dale, who was a defender, played the majority of their 2 state games at Eline Soccer Park. Now he's back to that back line playing defense again. Ryan Karst with some goalkeeping experience last year, too. We saw Alex Nelson at goalkeeper in the first half on Friday. And eventually, Javari played in the second half. Bulldogs able to score in the 11th and 81st minutes of that game. And it was a matchup, too. You know, we talk about the Bulldogs jumping in front 2-0, but could have been a lot more scoring. Caleb Hintz had a penalty kick that deflected off the post. There was a rebound put back by a guy who's a scratch for today's game, Bennett Astacio. Deflected off the crossbar, angled out, could have tied the game at 1 at that juncture. Both teams, a lot of shots off the post or crossbar that deflected away from the goal on Friday. Rietbrock. Now for the Spartans, Andrusko. Oncoming pressure from Diego Estrada. Long ball here for Jack Lowe. He's got Fez Ahmed ahead of the pack. And Lowe leaving it back here to Phillips. Good size, Phillips. Down the middle, gave it away. Bush stepping up, but getting it right back. Henry Irwin. Lowe. He's got Ahmed down the middle. Sending it. And Jabot will bring it in. Ben Jabot coming in. He has played, this now being his 14th game. Of the previous 13, he's gone the distance in 7. 86 save percentage, 12 goals allowed with 75 saves. 6 or more saves in 8 of his goalkeeping appearances. Lowe against Kukan. And given away there to Matt Dolman. Gives it right back. Irwin on the outside. Up that far touchline, Connor Mim. It's going to belong to Brookfield East. Out of bounds for the throw in here in the 16th minute. No score in this regional final. Bush got a piece. And Dolman, Mim against Owen Tegmeyer. Right at the right foot of Baran Evron. Knocked away from Fez Ahmed. Staying with the Spartans, they're attacking third as the flip will go over to Corbett. Andrusko plays atop the 18 right now for the Spartans. So he makes his move toward what is our furthest post from where we are located. Closest to that thrown by Corbett, who will throw it in once again. Nearly 16 full minutes gone by in this first half. Another Spartans throw in. This was a team that, I mean, depending on who you are and depending on your thoughts, some put a lot of stock in a ranking, some do not. The whole scheme of things, they don't mean a whole heck of a lot, more of a measuring stick, if you will, and perhaps that's not even a true measuring stick. But this was a Spartans team that going into that matchup last Friday, as Gracie only knocks it away, they're ranked number 3 in both the area and D1 state rankings. Fez Ahmed will see it covered up, but the flag was up first against the Spartans for an offside call. But with that loss to the Bulldogs, they fell from number 3 to number 7 in the area and from number 3 to number 8 in the state rankings. And the Bulldogs benefited and moved up to number 6 in both. It's a year, though, that has seen Whitefish Bay and Marquette. They've been the story 1 and 2, and there's some talk that Whitefish Bay may be affected by COVID-19, so there may be some issues there lineup-wise tonight when they get ready to host Homestead, who got by Nicolay in a shootout. It's a 1-1 draw again against Nicolay for Homestead, as was the result during the regular season, but now at the postseason, a couple of 10-minute overtime periods and a shootout needed. Jabot brings it in cleanly, no rebound possibility for Fez Ahmed. Bulldogs, Kukan. Off Phillips, back up from Nico Dorsner, off Phillips again. And a Bulldog throw in here. Glad to be along here in the first half, 18th minute with no score. That was deflected by Kukan, played by Fez Ahmed. Corbett, leaving it to the outside. Mim, with a little bit of time up that right side, and he was off on his pass to it for Henry Irwin. Bulldogs will throw it in. Rietbrock. And now Nico Dorsner. Until he started the scoring. Last time these teams got together in the 11th minute, Caleb Hintz had the assist. Knocked out by Phillips. Hard slide there. Bulldogs throwing here in the 19th minute. And this throw in here for Ben Kukan. Dorsner. And Andrusko comes over. Those two collide to play on. And a Spartans long ball. Dolman is there. Irwin on the backside. Alters the direction, will send toward the Bulldog sideline. So the Spartans will throw it in. Brookfield East coming in with 6 victories, a couple of defeats, 3 ties.
We'll get it.
That's Fez Ahmed getting tangled up by Kukan. Phillips. Ahmed.
No turn.
Kukan on the markup.
Again.
That was intended for Corbett, trying to play it off the ricochet. Dorsner Over there for the Spartans, you have Jack Lowe. 20th minute, and Doman sees a roll to play to the Bulldogs. Caleb Pence, again, a difference maker the last time these teams got together, is back on. First time here today, had 1 goal and 1 assist in that finale last Friday. And that wasn't supposed to be the Bulldogs' finale of the regular season, but ended up being because last Saturday, their matchup at Plymouth was canceled in the morning, ended up being a situation where both coaches didn't see the meaning in playing that game. Not a lot on the line. In fact, nothing on the line. Trying to go into the postseason with health. And both electing on that cold Saturday to just call it a season and move on to the postseason. Kukan with Fez Ahmed. Spartans with 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties on the year away from Brookfield. They played a lot on the road lately. Jabot brings in off the hop, no rebound for Irwin. Spartans have their first 5 matchups at home, with today included 5 of the last 7. They have hopped on the big yellow school bus. Gracie Elney, pick up here by Jabot. They're hoping that's that Magic school bus because lately, and this is a team you look up and down the win-loss column, and number of ties here in the month of October. A lot of bus rides heading back to Brookfield with a 1-point result, a tie against Menominee Falls against a very good Oconomowoc program, and then Brookfield Central having to come back from a couple of 1-goal deficits to tie the Lancers. That Oconomowoc team, number 3 in the final area and D1 state rankings. Off low, has Andrusko on his left side. He'll send it up and over the goal. Oncoming, you had Andrew Moyler. He was pestering Matt Andrusko. Andrusko, one heck of a player, and he's had some pretty goals throughout his time as a Spartan. In the state final, he was credited with an assist on a Jake Bingen goal in the 25th minute. He took the corner kick. It was a header. At that time, it gave Brookfield East a 1-goal lead against Brookfield Central in the final before the Lancers came back, tied the game in the 69th minute. Another shot that's blocked. Lowe had it blocked by Gracie Elney. He'll come away with it. And Gracie Elney up this near touchline. Owen Tegmeyer knocked away. Out there is Zach Dale. Tegmeyer sticking with it. On the turn. Looking for Rietbrock. Andrusko. And Andrusko's going to be called for the foul after he, instead of playing the ball, he was focused on trying to take Moyler out of the equation. It's an opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Free position, 23rd minute. So Tegmeyer on that run. He came through with an assist on the second Bulldog goal on Tuesday. It was his first point since picking up an assist at Slinger on the 24th of September. And before Owen Bush can put it back into play, the Spartans trying to organize their wall and having to walk off the 10 yards. Will Phillips, though, he stands taller than the rest on that wall. He finds himself locking arms with the likes of Connor Mim, Ahmed. Part of that wall is Bush, serves it up. That flies wide. Did Javari get a piece of it? He did not. It's going to be a goal kick. Bulldogs certainly are hoping they get the benefit of the doubt.
That's it, Bubs.
24th minute with no score. 2 changes for the Bulldogs. Teddy Jabot, Henry Kane into the lineup.
And I'm not sure.
And now the Spartans goal kick.
The first one taller than T this season.
This goal kick for Zach Dale. Back for his senior season. Good flight. That was off Ehlers. At the feet of Fez Ahmed. Ahead for Lowe. Defense able to drop back. Lowe headed out. Kept alive for a second by Irwin, who was dropped to this near side. Dorsner nearly doing the splits. Able to find footing, gets back up. Down he goes again. Here comes Fez Ahmed. Ahmed will pass it off. And Teddy Jabot will send it out of play. I'll tell you, though, this field so far not looking too shabby considering all the rain that has hampered the area the last couple of days. 2+ inches. That was a concern around the goal area, the goal mouth. Nothing but dirt at various points this season. That's off Phillips' hair. Karst. And Dolman on the backside able to head it down. Takeaway here for Nico Dorsner. It was set up by Hintz. Hintz on the run. Rietbrock looking to spread the field. Tegmeyer on the move. Owen Tegmeyer with some time will send it across. Hintz on the swing and miss. Spartans cleared there by Mim. Mim again. One of these central defenders, Dale. Eller's going back on the ball. It was off Gracie Elney. He'll keep it at his feet. Ellers around Ahmed, stepping in front to Phillips.
Gotta go stronger.
Gracie Elney
There you go, Ben.
will give way. Chabot to pick it up. Nice job there by Gracie Elney. He was the roadblock off that Brookfield East run. Pressure put on involving Irwin. 26th minute, no score. Good one so far from the CHS varsity soccer field, though it's been a first half that has seen the ball mainly on this left side of midfield. Bulldog defense working hard. It's a defense that this season is getting up a total of 14 goals. They've recorded 6 shutouts, including 4 of the last 6 matches they've been involved in. Teddy Chabot, that's going to carry over. Of the 14 goals allowed, only 8 of those have been allowed right here. But, with that being said, of those 8 goals allowed here at home, 3 were scored by another Greater Metro Conference team when Marquette came here on a Saturday and came away with a 3-2 result. Among a couple of Bulldog changes, you have Sam Teplin. He's on with Eric Dale on the Brookfield East goal kick. 27th minute with no score. Spartans began the year 3-0, 4-1. They've gone 2-1-3 since. Bulldogs, they've won 2 straight and 5 of 6. They have 9 victories, 3 defeats, couple of ties after going 6-2-1 in the North Shore Conference, good for 4th among 10. Have a record of 5-1-2 here at home. Some similarities, certainly playing well coming into this, at least when you look at result-wise. Playing well, getting the results, heading into this regional final. But you go back to last year when these teams met in what was a sectional semi. Bulldogs went into that game, winners of 6 straight and 8 of 9 before suffering a 1-goal defeat. Ryan Karst. That's leaving and deflecting off the fence before ricocheting back onto the field of play. A couple of changes being made here by Brookfield East, which will include Aiden Felesmina. He's on. Felesmina. He's one of the seniors for head coach Eric Hess, who is back for his 4th year at his alma mater. After being the boys' soccer head coach at Muskego from 2007 to 2015. In that time, he's on the boys' side, bringing home a couple of state championships. 29th minute. With Lowe on that far side. Hintz, Bush. Also Dolman. Off the right cleat of Baran Evron. And Dolman able to stand his ground, resulting in the goal kick. Trying to kick around him. Yeah, Dominic Lagona. He's into the lineup now for the first time. The junior midfielder. We did not see him last Friday either. Really was the type of game where you need a program to tell who's who. As again, a lot of the regulars did not see playing time, at least on the Brookfield East side last Friday. Bulldogs had at least one of their regulars, Trenton Rietbrock. He was a scratch on what was senior night. An all-senior lineup for the most part, at least to start. But it was also a revolving door, as it tends to be. Coach Williams, very deep bench. Not afraid to go very deep off that bench throughout the course of a matchup. Low
Like
against Ellers.
Like you said, you get whacked. That hurts for a
30th minute with no score. Coming over to throw it in will be John Corbett. And into the box off Dolman. And Drusko. That's sent away. Kept in though by the Spartans thanks to Dale. Trying to knock it out of the air, and wide goes Andrusko. A Bulldog substitution here in the 30th, soon to be 31st minute. On is Andrew Moyler. No score in this WIAA regional final. It's 2-3. Seeding as the Bulldogs host the Brookfield East Spartans. Only second time that Brookfield East has come here for a playoff game since 2010. They also came here, and to go back to 2017, that was a 5-1 Bulldogs win. And you look, and we talk about this being the 6th time that these teams have met in the postseason since 2010. The Spartans are 4-1 in the previous 5. The lone Bulldog win was that meeting here in 2017. It's also the Division II state championship meeting between two teams back in 2014, and Brookfield East came away with a 2-0 championship win. Heck of a game in which Peter Raymond's the difference maker from the Eline Soccer Park. In fact, these programs have met 3 times for a golden ball. Bulldogs have won 1. Brookfield East has won 2 of those meetings. Bulldogs winning in 1989. Brookfield East winning in 1995. They were D1 foes at that point like they are today. And then in 2014 for a Division II championship. A lot of history between these two programs. And meaningful history between these two programs. No different here today, and one of these teams moving on. One will call it a 2020 season. What's already been a very unique fall. There's a windup involving Andrew Moyler and a goal kick for Brookfield East.
Said Andy Rue.
Gracie Elney back on for the Bulldogs. 32nd minute with no score. You look too, and as far as conferences go, a lot of regionally based brackets now, and even more so with all that's been going on with the pandemic. But for the North Shore Conference, of the 10 teams of the conference, 7 are still playing today. For the Greater Metro Conference, of the 8 teams, only 3 are still alive. Corbett going to come near side for Phillips. Phillips stepping up. Coming around Teplin. Teplin will throw it in for the Bulldogs. He got knocked down by Phillips inadvertently. It appeared. Now here's a throw in. There's intended for Nico Dorsner. He gets tangled up there in that battle against Baron Evron, and Evron's going to be called for a Brookfield East foul. Bulldogs will hurry up and put it back into play, trying to catch these Spartans in transition. Teplin going across the way. Hintz. Dolman. And stepping up to Karst. Karst going airborne. Hintz stays on his feet. He was grounded as Brookfield East will come away with the ball. Launches upfield. Speed being shown by Filesmina, but brought in here by Ben Jabot. We stay scoreless here in the 34th minute. WIAA Regional Final. The right to move on and play Thursday against either Whitefish Bay or Homestead. And they play tonight at 7 at Whitefish Bay. Corbett.
Stay on him.
Filesmina. Corbett again. Down the middle. Andrusko, look out. Nice job. Oh, man, Andrusko then dragging down Kane. We have a stoppage here, and you better believe that's a yellow card. After he shot the ball, he continued on and dragged Henry Kane down right in front of the official. A couple of times where he's taken down a couple of Bulldogs when the official has not been looking. But that yellow card comes here in the 34th minute. We saw it earlier on this other end when the Bulldogs were on the move.
we're on defense a lot.
I think it was Tegmeyer who was the recipient. In this case, Andrusko sent off with the yellow in the 34th minute, no score in this regional final.
Give it a ride, Benny.
We expect some chippiness as this goes along. Even with some of the regulars sitting on Friday last week, it got chippy. Whether they'll play a factor too, it was just downright nasty. It was raining pretty much throughout. Corbett going back up that right side. That was Mim. And hints on the pass was trying to find Teddy Jabot. Bulldogs come away with it. Teplin. And a takeaway here by Karst. He rumbles and stumbles up this near side. Burst of speed by Karst going downfield. Felez Mina. Upfield for Brookfield East and Gracie Elney. Able to blow by a pair. And then sends it toward the Brookfield East section. A well-attended regional final by the Brookfield East faithful. Brookfield, they've had some, you look boys and girls soccer, some great programs, some great years. A lot of soccer to certainly brag about. Not only Brookfield East, Brookfield Central, but also Brookfield Academy has had some good runs, especially on the girls' side. Hintz in front of counter Mim. Mim. Bulldogs with a couple of changes here. Inside of 10 minutes left till halftime. Stays scoreless. Bush is back on. Also for the Bulldogs, you have Gabe Olson. So the only of note so far in this first half is a yellow card to Andrusko, who's getting ready to sub back in. He'll sub back on along with Fez Ahmed. No surprise there, a very short breather for Andrusko. Felez Mina among the pair exiting out for Brookfield East. We'll throw it in with Karst. Like that size back there with Karst and Phillips. A nice 1-2. Help fill in some of the voids following graduation. Doman. Being watched here by the Spartans, Jack Lowe. Trent Rietbrock right in the face of Phillips. There's a blast that's going to find the parking lot. Teplin on the windup. Kukan replacing Doman. You know, it's a day like this, too. It's a blessing. You have fans all around the fence. A couple even back there toward the parking lot. Get that ball back into play in a hurry. Any space you can find taking this regional final. And only limited number of fans allowed inside the fences. And another few handful of fans around the fences here for this Brookfield East Cedarburg matchup. Karst and Andrusko with Bush on the backside. Out to the Bulldogs. And Olsen will give way, allowing Teplin to throw it in. 38th minute, no score. Sam Teplin. Over that, Rietbrock off Corbett, able to recover. The Bulldogs again will get the opportunity to toss it in. Diego Estrada. He's going to wait, but he was getting ready to sub, and apparently not just yet. Karst. Return to sender, and here comes Teplin. Still battling. Refusing to wave the white flag, and then gives it up. Andrusko saw it coming from a mile away, able to step in front. Outstanding talent there for Brookfield East. But then gives it right back to the Bulldogs here in the 39th minute. Outside with Henry Irwin. That's rolling out of play. Spartans will keep it. It's a Brookfield East team that last year finished number 1 in the final Division II state rankings, won 17 matchups. 1 point lost, or I should say at 1 point last year, 110 consecutive. Only lost 2 times all year. Different looking team, but finding success. Again, this year's Fezamed will leave it in front. Corbett going far. Irwin looking to run it down. Goal kick here for the Bulldogs. And now Estrada. Back in for Cedarburg. Diego Estrada with 3 goals, 3 assists. He's among 14 different Bulldog goal scorers this season. Inside of 6 minutes till halftime. Ben Jabot. Pretty good pace into this first half. Fezamed, but got beat to the ball by Ehlers. Dorschner has Estrada upfield. Diego Estrada got turned around, able to adjust. Behind Trent Reed-Brock. Out to Corbett. Now Bush, a little too much on the pass, did it for Moyler, picked off by Fezamed. Irwin kept alive. And Irwin, here's Lowe. Leaves it back, was trying to find Andrusko. Bulldogs go back to Phillips. Corbett has a couple of options. Irwin. Ehlers gives way. Nice communication there. Jabot calling him off. We'll pick it up. And you have the right people in place, too, downfield if you're Brookfield East. Karst will step up. Going back for the Bulldogs, Henry Kane. On his backside, he had Jack Lowe. Lowe takes it away. Cuts in. He'll set a shot that Jabot's able to bat and send out a play. Corner kick here for Brookfield East. How low can you go? And Jack Lowe going way down low, but a save made by Ben Jabot. That results in a corner here for Brookfield East. And he had one option in the box. So Irwin on the Spartans' corner.
Out.
Over that of Andrusko. Corbett has it at his feet. Defense knocking out for another corner for the opposite end. This one's going to be taken by Fezamed. So again, the defense will step back up. Ehlers right there for the Bulldogs defensively. Well, maybe not. They're going to put Fezamed back into the mix and actually force Irwin to run to the opposite corner. 42nd minute, no score. Irwin over the head of Karst, who was lunging toward the ball. Estrada against Irwin. Irwin on the windup. That's going to be shy of this near post. Teddy Jabot. Andre Ovid will sub in for the Bulldogs. Goal kick coming up. Nearing halftime. Scoreless battle in this regional final. Spartans, though, have made it interesting on their attacking end. Nothing, though, to show for it on the scoreboard just yet. Bulldogs trying to counter.
Come on, Black.
So Ben Jabot looking for Bush. Andrusko on the backside. One touch from Irwin.
Come on, Teddy.
Surveying the field and passing it off to Corbett. Fezamed.
No move.
Leaves it back up top. Irwin off the left foot. It carries behind the goal. Getting closer and closer. Irwin. That latest look. No score in this first half. So Ben Jabot will put it back into play. He has been busy, and he's had some busy performances already this season, but right up there with the busiest of performances this season is a high of 10 saves, which came in the opener against Whitefish Bay. Irwin, Gracie only comes over. Defense sets up inside of 2 minutes left in this first half. Throwing for Fezamed. Phillips. He'll swing it. Far side. That's off Kukan. Andrusko heads it right back into the box off a low. Andrusko. Closer and closer inside of 90 seconds till halftime. Boy, if you're the Bulldogs, cannot wait to get into halftime and just kind of regroup, refocus, hoping to go into that second half, if not up, at least scoreless. As Ben Jabot will put it back into play as he's at a 70 seconds till halftime. Corbett.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Left here in the first half.
1 minute left here in the first half. Fez Ahmed.
It's out. It's out.
He'll send it across. It's headed back out. And before that could happen, offside flag up on the far side. So if I'm the Bulldogs here, you eat up as much clock as you can to put this one back into play. Especially after this latest flurry by Brookfield East. They've had a nice sequence that they've been able to piece together and coming close. Including a distant shot taken. And Drusko, again, not shy about shooting from a good number of yards away. And now the countdown is on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halftime in this WIAA regional final with no score. So the Spartans will come out in their white and navy blue shorts. Bulldogs in their all black. Final 45 minutes of regulation. And now that we're in postseason play, if this is still tied, this matchup still tied after 45, automatic 2 10-minute overtime periods become a necessity. Last year was a 1-0 Brookfield East win over the Bulldogs in a sectional semifinal. What happens this year? Underway here in half number 2. Glad to be along on Facebook Live. Andrusko deflects to the outside. Fez Ahmed. Andrusko coming across. That was intended for Jack Lowe. Played out of the air off the head of Baran Evron. Off his right foot. And headed there by Ben Kukan. Here's Phillips. Look at across the way. His pass coming up shy of connecting with Connor Mim. Teplin getting the start here in this second half. Against Irwin. Possession with the Bulldogs on the throw-in. Looking for Trent Rietbrock. He's being watched by Ryan Karst, who played well in that first half. And in that first half, of note, the only thing really of note is the fact there was a yellow card issued to Andrusko of Brookfield East in the 34th minute. Rietbrock in the one touch. Teddy Jabot right back to Rietbrock. And sliding over is Dale. Rietbrock gets behind the ball. Trying to take advantage with Dale back to his feet. Karst came over to help out. Also there for the Spartans, you had Connor Mim. Spartans will take over. Prior to last Friday when the Bulldogs were able to knock off Brookfield East by a 2-1 score, these teams have gone 1-1-1 against each other over the last 3 get-togethers.
That's it, Ellers.
And you look prior to 2017, they had not seen each other since the 2014 Division II championship matchup. But these teams have seen each other a couple of times in the regular season, but not very often. It's been it seems like becoming a semi or somewhat regular occurrence as these teams see each other in the postseason, regardless of what division. They follow one another to D1, D2, back down to D1 with a number of schools that are playing soccer here this fall. Here's Teddy Jabot. And we've talked all about it, and we did so on Tuesday and even last week. This is one heck of a bracket. Really the who's who, and it just kind of played out that way, kind of regionally based with COVID-19. It was pretty much set up long before the rankings even came out. Just so happened to fall into place where a number of the ranked teams are all in the same bracket, battling for one spot to get the state, which this season in D1 now is at Oconomowoc High School. Karst by Corbett. And the semis and the championship all will take place on the same day, that being the Saturday of November 7th. So 2 wins, at least a tie and a shootout win and a win, or whatever combination. Got to do it twice to get yourself a golden ball on championship Saturday, which also is now semifinal Saturday. Andrusko, that's knocked away by Teddy Jabot. Phillips. They also announced to the WIAA that Division II will have their state championship at Kewaskum. D3 will be in Marshfield. There is no D4 right now with the number of schools that are not playing here in the fall. Fezamed, and trying to get back to his feet, shook up for Brookfield East is Baran Evron. And will get back to his feet. Ben Jabot. Goal kick here for the Bulldogs. 49th minute with no score. As we're just underway here in this second half. Bulldog team has been able to score 44 times. They have not been shut out in a game since their season came to a close last year to Brookfield East. And the Brookfield East offense has not been shut out since October of last year, October 18th, a 0-0 draw against Green Bay Preble. So a couple of teams know how to finish. Right now battling in a 0-0 regional final here in the 50th minute. A couple of strong defenses too, at least as of late. There's an opportunity that nearly worked for the Bulldogs after Zach Dale went airborne. Also coming out did Anat Javari. Nearly ricocheted off Dale into the goal. Corner kick here for Teddy Jabot, and this is a big part of the Bulldogs' success. It's been corner kicks, and they haven't had a ton of corner kicks, if any, here in this regional final so far. Diego Estrada. That's always one of the big goals that Robert Williams talks about with his team, is just generating corner kick opportunities. And not often do you see either. The two head coaches are right now talking with one another at midfield. Looks pleasant enough. Robert Williams and Eric Hess. 51st minute. Oh, it's Baran Evron who sent it right back toward midfield. And now for the Spartans. Knocked away from Nico Dorschner. Corbett leaves it off. Connor Mim. Yeah, both head coaches now have gone back to their respective sidelines, but that's not often you see in the middle of a game. They are almost right next to each other, maybe a couple of feet. Get that social distance, but still communicating. Stays scoreless here on this Saturday. A couple of teams that finished in the top 10. Both the area and D1 state rankings meeting out for the second time in just over a week. Both have been played right here. But again, now a lot more on the line than, say, in that finale when both teams took much different approaches to that game that was played last Friday. Trying to advance to Thursday. That right now is the mindset. Find out later who and where you will play. Because if Homestead's able to pull off an upset and the Bulldogs can win here, or even Brookfield East for that matter, they'd be in a position to host on Thursday. Throwing for Connor Mim. And Homestead's been known to create some magic in the postseason in the past. Asked Marquette about that last year.
Yeah, Matt.
There's a swing by Evron. Knocked back out. Gracie Elling's played real well back there for the Bulldogs as Teplin going to fake out. Evron stays with it. And Sam Teplin trying to leave it for Nico Dorschner. And got clipped there by Andrusko. He'll send it upfield. Moyler. Fezamed cuts to the outside. And a Bulldog foul here against Kukan, knocking down Jack Lowe. And surprisingly, here we are, 53rd minute. Yeah, there's been a yellow card, but as far as the fouls go, not a ton to talk about. There have been some hard collisions, but a number of play-ons. Nothing that's been, for the most part, over the top. See if that changes if this game is still tied as we get late. Free kick for Zach Dale. That's going to fly. Trying to go far side. Resulting now in a corner here for Brookfield East. So a corner kick being taken here by Henry Irwin. Had a couple of opportunities in the first half. That's going to go out of play. Another goal kick here for Ben Jabot. Mentioned in the first half, you have 7 of the 10 North Shore Conference teams still in action as of today, besides and including the Bulldogs. You have Slinger taking on West De Pere today. West Bend West got a forfeit thanks to COVID. Got a forfeit win over Kaukauna. They take on Hortonville. Polar Bears hosting that matchup. Here's Diego Estrada. Brought in by Javari. Hartford season's over. They lost to Pewaukee. Pewaukee's at number 1 Oconomowoc as far as their bracket goes. Here's a corner kick for the Bulldogs. Obviously Homestead, Whitefish Bay, and then you have Grafton, Port Washington meeting in the playoffs for a second consecutive year. Port Washington ended Grafton's season last year. That's in Division 2. Both teams are coming off 5-0 wins on Tuesday. Teddy Jabot. Reed Brock had a piece. Templin winds up. It's off somebody's hand. So a handball against the Bulldogs to put back into play by Brookfield East. And West Bend East had their season ended by West De Pere. So their season's over. Nicolay, as mentioned, lost in a shootout to Homestead. Hartford lost to Pewaukee, the 3 schools that are done already in the North Shore Conference. Andrusko, 55th minute with no score. Dorschner, get behind the ball. Looking for Trenton Rietbrock. Ellers. Dorschner. And he comes in with 8 straight games worth of points. 11 goals, 8 assists for Nico Dorschner this season. And especially here at home, these last now couple of weeks, he's put together some outstanding performances, not only just the finishes, but also generating opportunities. We've also seen Hintz over the last couple of weeks come off the bench or at times in the starting 11. He's played awfully well, but the Spartans did a nice job not allowing the Bulldogs to really build the attack and generate a number of quality scoring opportunities. Trying to create their own luck, trying to catch some breaks. Phillips. Phillips again. Gracie Elney. Jabot. Dolman. Coming on, he had Irwin. Spartans will throw it in. 57th minute, no score. Opportunity here for Brookfield East. Corbett trying to get open. Come back his direction, sent out. It's played up top and swung there by Dale. Templin on the backside was Mim. Karst into the Spartan fan section, 57th minute. Owen Bush back in for the Bulldogs. Now in the GMC, told you that 3 out of the 8 teams are still playing. West Dallas Haley elected not to play in the fall. They're playing in the springtime. But of the 8 that make up the GMC, obviously Germantown lost here on Tuesday. Menominee Falls lost to the Spartans on Tuesday. Marquette plays their first game of this postseason journey. They're taking on Waukesha West. Winner plays either Waukesha South or Kettle Moraine. Tulsa East, they were banged up all year. They were upset as number 3 seed by number 6 Waukesha South in a regional semi. Tulsa West lost to Kettle Moraine. So besides Marquette, besides Brookfield East, the only GMC team that's in play right now is Hamilton. Sussex Hamilton, number 3, so they're at number 2 Arrowhead in regional final play. Tegmeyer replacing Templin. But it's also a year when you look up and down the divisions of all new state champions in the fall. Because in Division 1, Brown's going to be a new champion. No Verona. They're not playing in the fall. Division 2, Brookfield Central's been eliminated already, but they would have been D1 and were D1 this year because of all the shifting going around with who elected to play fall, who went spring. Shorewood, Division III, they're not playing here in the fall. And guess what? Sturgeon Bay, Division IV, they're also not playing in the fall. So the theme is won a state championship last year. Remember, those teams have gone the spring route this year. Phillips.
Yeah.
And you had Nico Dorschner. Phillips, the shook-up Spartan. 59th minute with no score. Slowly getting back to his feet. The foul going against Phillips, and so an opportunity here outside the 18. Owen Bush
Come on, Black.
will put it back into play for the Bulldogs. Multiplayer wall backed up. All kinds of moving pieces in front. Bush. And a goal kick here for the Spartans. 60th minute with no score. So Bulldogs trying to create some opportunities.
Good play. Thank you.
Dolman will see it bounce out. Bulldogs will throw it in. Now possession of their attacking third has not been easy if you're the Bulldogs. And trying to take advantage when you do have those opportunities. Trying to match the intensity here in this regional final. It is not a nice day as far as temperature goes. Certainly from a precipitation standpoint, it's been a big plus from the past couple. Wind not a huge factor either as Corbett deflected by Diego Estrada. Spartan will throw it in, but having to back it up. So Henry Irwin, they're saying Diego Estrada knocked it out. A few steps back. It allows the Bulldogs to get back, set up for this Spartan throwing here in the 61st minute. Mim. That was off the back of that of Henry Irwin, out of bounds for a Bulldog throw in. Dolman. Estrada. Now it's going to be a Spartan throw in as Dolman trying to toss it in before the whistle came. Throwing here for Ryan Karst. Dorschner trying to find some spacing. Met there by Baran Evron, taking it away for the Spartans. Up this right side for Henry Irwin. Dolman gets back for the Bulldogs. Battle to the corner. Goal kick here for the Bulldogs. Someone's moving on to Thursday. We're scoreless here in the 62nd minute. Third time in the last 4 years. Bulldogs, Spartans meet in the postseason. And for the sixth time since 2010. This is the third time they met in a regional final. They did so here in 2017. Bulldogs only win against Brookfield East since 2010 in the postseason. They met in a regional final from Brookfield back in 2011. That was a Spartan win, 4-1. I don't think this one's going to get to 4-1. Feels more like that 1-0 final from last year. Corner here for the Bulldogs, 62nd minute. But these are two teams that it seems like when they get one, a second or third may not be far behind. Right now the obstacle, just try to get that first. Diego Estrada here in the corner. Reed Brock camped out in front of Anat Javari. 63rd minute with no score. Bouncing in front, Corbett stepped up. Estrada not done. Try to turn outward, but Corbett to Ellers. Dolman. Out of the back, you have Kukan, Bush. Well, the flag was up, and that may have occurred a while back. This ball's going to be put back into play here by Anat Javari. I almost feel like it gets to a point where just put the flag down. Play had been taking place for a good while. But it is what it is, and a restart here for Dale. Off Dorschner. Karst. Estrada comes over. Irwin. Dolman getting back defensively. Irwin. Let some of his teammates join him here in the attacking third.
Yeah, Matt!
So another one coming up. That being a goal kick here for Brookfield. Here for the Bulldogs is Andre Ovid subs in for the Bulldogs. 64th minute with no score. Now the Bulldogs making a change also that we'll see Gabe Olson back in. Been a heck of a battle so far. Expected it to be just this. And after these teams had seen each other last week and under different circumstances, knew that if these teams were to see each other again, it would not be the same type of game. Some key components on both sides against head out of that regular season finale. So for this one, it's lived up to 2 against 3, and a couple of teams that find themselves in the top 10. Spartans going back to the outside. Long run for Fez Ahmed. Throwing here for the Spartans in the 65th minute. Ahmed will drop it, allowing Corbett in. There's Coach Hess pacing the sideline for Brookfield East. Replacing a heck of a coach in Herbie at Doon, who won a state championship with his time with Brookfield East back in 2014. Knocking off these Bulldogs.
Nice.
Trying to catch Olson in stride. Throwing here for the Bulldogs. 66th minute, no score. Surveying the field. The throw-in goes to Nico Dorschner. Pressure on the backside. Swipe by Lowe. Bulldogs trying to recover. Instead, Kukan finding Ellers. Takeaway here for the Spartans. Here comes Lowe. His shot off the post and in. Jack Lowe scores in the 66th minute. It's 1-0 Brookfield East. The Brookfield East goal in the 66th minute scored by number 3, Jack Lowe. Lowe in the 66th minute. So going far side, deflected off the post, and it ricochets in. Now, if this was last Friday, that would have deflected off the post and gone out. That's the way the ball was bouncing. Not today. And the Spartans, they strike first, up 1-0. It's their 28th goal as a team, and they still have not been shut out since October 18th of last year. 1-0 Brookfield East. Looking for another strong second half as they showed on Tuesday when they were down a goal at halftime and came out and scored 3 times in the final 45 minutes. See how this game changes now. The Bulldogs needing that goal, trying to get that equalizer. Trying to open this thing up a little bit. Phillips. Ellers. On this near side, Brookfield East has brought Aiden Felesmina back in. That's over his head and off it. Felesmina, and now Bulldog throw it. Dorschner, and we have a stoppage here because the Bulldogs are making a substitution. Teddy Jabot is in replacing Owen Bush. Dolman on the Bulldogs throw it. Off of Moyler, over toward Dorschner. And the Bulldogs again trying to lose some of that pressure. Everybody right now, defensive mindset for Brookfield. He's on the left side of midfield. Teddy Jabot. Look at across the way. Kukan. Over that to Dorschner, knocked away by Karst. Corbett has an option on the right side. Felesmina was trying to put him on the go. Out it goes to the Bulldogs. 68th minute, 1-0 Brookfield East. Another late goal here for the Spartans. And Jack Lowe with the finish. Gracie Elney, again Lowe applying that pressure. That's off Phillips. We'll get a second look at it. Able to send it over to Baron Evron. Felez here with Fez Ahmed. Down he goes. And Corbett looking for Felez Mina. Felez Mina over to Corbett. Couple of options on both sides. Going to go back to Lowe. Eller's cutting off his path. Ball picked up by Ben Jabot. So the Bulldogs down a goal and less than 22 minutes to work with. Their season on the line here in 2020. Bulldogs foul here in the 69th minute. Andrewsko not wasting any time, putting it back into play. He placed it, kicked it. And Gracie Elney throwing here for Phillips. That goal, only the 15th that the Bulldogs have allowed this season. Well, the 9th they've allowed here at home. And they came in with shutouts in 4 of their last 6, including one of their former conference foes, now in their 4th year in the GMC, in that regional semifinal on Tuesday. Mim. Corbett. Going to spread the field, but instead Owen Tegmeyer will get behind the ball for the Bulldogs. Upfield. Olsen on the run. Dale getting back defensively. Corner coming up for the Bulldogs. They will make a few changes, which will include Teplin back on. 70th minute, and a Bulldog corner. Teddy Jabot will handle. Looks like Caleb Hint also out of the field right now for the Bulldogs. So on this corner, well, Teddy Jabot got the whistle as he was on the move. We'll have to back up, puts it back into play. Now it's off of Gracie Elney. And Trent Riedbrock has tied the game! '70th minute, and the Bulldogs, one of their few scoring opportunities, have tied the game at 1. The Bulldogs' goal in the 70th minute scored by number 10, Trenton Riedbrock. Riedbrock in the 70th minute give the assist both Zach Gracie Elney and Teddy Jabot. So 1-1 the score here in the 70th minute. Comes off a corner, and the Bulldogs, again, one of their few opportunities in this matchup, cashed in and tied the game. 45th Bulldog goal of the season. They have not been shut out since last year by Brookfield East, and that streak will continue. So two teams that are not accustomed to being shut out will not be on this Saturday. And after it had taken close to 66 minutes of scoreless soccer, now each with a goal on the board, 70-plus minutes in. Back to even with Henry Kane back into the Bulldogs lineup. Trenton Riedbrock, mentioned did not play when these teams got together. He was a scratch last Friday. His 11th goal of the season. He is tied for the team lead with Nico Dorsner. Phillips. Here's Lowe again. Got cut off by Dolman. And a Bulldog foul. This on atop the 18. As Dolman looking to cut off the run made by Jack Lowe. And the Bulldog foul giving the Spartans an opportunity here in the 72nd. So an opportunity here for the strong leg of Matt Andrewsko. Bulldogs with a 5-player wall is going to have to back up. And now again, with such a sizable wall, got to make sure that you don't take away Ben Jabot's ability to see this ball. Andrewsko on the whistle. That goes wide. It was off a Bulldog, however. after you had Fez Ahmed. He was trying to tip it behind that wall. It's going to be a corner taken by Aiden Felesmina. We're down to about 18 minutes left here in half number 2. What a game. Jabot got a piece. And Fez Ahmed going back out to Felesmina. He goes airborne. And Jabot comes up with it. Down for the Spartans went Baran Evron. And the Bulldogs will put it back into play here in the 73rd. Nico Dorsner off his head. Breaking for the ball is going to bounce and roll out of play. Stays 1-1 in this regional final. Karst on the throw and looking into the sun. Corbett. Andrusko to Lowe. Got to watch out when Lowe's in the open field with his speed. What a difference that makes. Ooh, Mim and Karst nearly bumping heads. Off Moyler. Spartans throw it. And this toss in for Mim. Dorsner. Right into Baran Evron. And now Rietbrock trying to regain control. He knocked it out. Throwing here for counter Mim. On the turn, Felesmina unable to bring it in. And the Bulldogs will take back over. And for the Dogs, they will sub Owen Bush. In for Moyler. 74th minute, tied at a goal. So it started off with a goal in the 66th by Jack Lowe. Bulldogs, they find the equalizer in the 70th from Trent Rietbrock. Right spot off a corner that had been taken by Teddy Jabot, and then looked like Gracie only got a piece. Rietbrock sent it in. Andrusko. Right back into the Bulldog attacking end. Rietbrock. He'll go down the middle, trying to connect with Teplin. Dorsner goes back after it. And Nico Dorsner's attempt is going to carry. Never did touch the hand, apparently, of Anat Javari, so a goal kick will be awarded, although the head official was about to talk with the outside linesman to see what he saw. Bulldogs are pleading for a corner, saying that Javari got a piece of it. And it will, in fact, be a corner. So in the 75th minute, the Bulldogs looking for some more success here in the corner. Been a big, as we've talked about throughout this one in the past, it's been a big part of their success this season. These set pieces, these corner kicks. This corner kick for Teddy Jabot. It's already worked once today. Going far post. Yeah, Rietbrock and Gracie only going airborne. That was off Ehlers. Dorsner. Teddy Jabot knocked away. Corbett able to clear it. And now the counter with Felesmina. Getting back for the Bulldogs, Henry Kane. What pacing.
What's up, Henry?
Fez Ahmed. Andrusko, it's out to the Bulldogs. Inside of 15 minutes left here in this second half, tied at 1. Regulation time in this regional final. Bush. Teplin. He has Rietbrock to his left. Hintz to his right. Kicked it right into Dale. Hintz against Phillips. Leaving it back. The teammate trailing, that being Bush. Spartans able to send it right back to midfield. Low. Here's Kane. Hintz a little slip and slide. Trying to recover with Fez Ahmed able to take it away for the Spartans. Now looking to open up the field. And will do just that. On this pass that finds Corbett. Felesmina. He's playing in front of Doman. Trent Rietbrock trying to find it. Does against Karst. And then Karst turns and kicks it out of bounds. Bulldogs will throw it in here in the 77th minute. That's going to be thrown in here by Sam Teplin. Tied at 1 here from the CHS varsity soccer field. Bulldogs responding after falling behind. Less than 4 minutes after falling behind a goal. Lowe coming over. Kane stepping up. That goes out off of Brookfield East. So a Bulldog throw in here for Ehlers. And we'll reach back and throw it to Hintz. Knocked out by Phillips. Bulldogs keep it. Inside of 13 minutes left here in the second half. Dorschner. And play back by Andrusko. Off of Gracie Elney. Spartans throwing. They finally get an opportunity to make a substitution. They've been waiting to bring Irwin back in. He'll take the spot of Felesmina. So 1-1 here in the 78th minute. Phillips. And now Gracie Elney. Saw Ben Jabot. Kept on the attacking end for the Spartans along this near side. But instead you have Templin beating Mim for possession. Back is Dale. Going outside, Phillips. Good chase there by Hintz. Dorschner. Waiting for him to make something happen the way he's been playing lately. And Spartans have certainly zeroed in on Dorschner throughout this day. Dorschner. Hintz. Got away from him, and Evron sent it right back into their attacking end. Dorschner. Here's Teddy Jabot. That's Doman to Karst. Off Dorschner. Going airborne again, battling hard against Baran Evron. Teddy Jabot against Evron. Lowe's trying to take it away. They play it to the side. They play it to Dolman. Up to Rietbrock. Down the middle with Dorschner. Dale got to step up. And now Evron. Corbett. 80th minute. Late stages here in this regional final. Even at a goal. Ehlers. He'll send that one into the tennis courts. Irwin was oncoming for Brookfield East. And a stop to the clock as a new soccer ball is needed. And apparently we will wait for that soccer ball to come all the way back. Now they found another one somewhere beyond the goal. So a throw in here for Brookfield East for Corbett. And the clock will tick again here in the 80th minute. It's going to be a corner for the Spartans. Matt Andrusko. And this is where Spartans had success in their state final last year. Andrusko on the corner. So the future Loyola Rambler with the windup. And it's snatched out of the air by Jabot. You had Dale on the backside. And Jabot, hands like super glue, able to snatch that ball. And Dorschner getting pestered by Evron. It's off Dorschner. It's going to be a throw-in, though. And it's going to be apparently a Bulldog throw-in after a weak Spartan throw-in. Now it's off Tepla. Now Brookfield again will throw it in. Corbett will give way here to Baran Evron. Irwin off his head. He got spun around. As the Spartans inch further onto their attacking end. Nearing 9 minutes left here in this second half. Again, the Spartans put more pressure on. Andrusko seeing the Bulldogs knock it out. It's going to be a corner. Again, to be taken this time from this corner by Matt Andrusko. Spartans will be attacking from the top of the 18 upon the wind up here by Andrusko. Look out! Carr's got a piece. Everyone fell down near the goal line. Hintz comes out on the slide by Mim. Down goes Hintz. Ball rolls out. Is going to be a Brookfield East throw in. Connor Mim will toss it in. Nearing 8 minutes left in regulation. Mim as Lowe sees the ball get away. Bulldogs making 3 changes. Estrada, Moyler, and Kukan back on. Inside of 8 minutes left here in regulation. Remember, there's no such thing as a golden goal anymore. This one is to go extra. Get the automatic guaranteed 2 10-minute overtime periods. Still tied. There could be multiple goals scored by each team in those 2 10-minute overtime periods, but if it's still tied, shootout will determine who's moving on. Brookfield's trying to avoid that fate, and they score a goal. Henry Irwin scores that goal. 83rd minute. The Brookfield East goal scored in the 83rd minute by number 11, Henry Irwin. Irwin in the 83rd minute. 2-1 Spartans on an Irwin goal. He just come back on in replacing Aiden Filasmina. And now Moyler. Bulldogs again trying to respond. Teplin. In front as the dive forward. With Reprock trying to lay out for the Bulldogs. Irwin. Phillips stepping up. Less than 7 left here in regulation. Kukan into the Spartan bench area trying to offset that run by Fez Ahmed. So Henry Irwin right now the difference maker in the 83rd. Game that was scoreless at halftime. A goal by Jack Lowe in the 66th. Bulldogs tied in the 70th by Trent Reetbrock. And now Irwin in the 83rd. 2-1 in this regional final. Winner gets Whitefish Bay or Homestead. They play tonight at 7. That was hit by Mim. Stays with it. Ellers to Doman. Reetbrock turns. Dale knocks it out. Karst will get back. Dorsner with possession. Evron right there. Bush letting Felesmina, who's back on, fly by. And then Dorsner getting knocked down to play on. Cheap shot behind the official. Been a few of those tonight when the officials back turns, both sides though. Reetbrock. Karst. And Karst's done a fine job defensively for the Spartans throughout this one. Tegmeyer will sub in. Next stoppage for the Bulldogs. Nearing 5 minutes left in this second half. Karst reaching back. Off Moyler. Ellers. And Moyler off of Reetbrock, knocked out of the air. As Andrusko sends it onto the attacking end, but Gracie Elney will play it back to Jabot. Oncoming is Irwin. Moyler on the Bulldogs run ahead. See Teplin to Dorsner. Nico being watched by 3 or 4. Here's Reetbrock. Back to Nico Dorsner. Trying to find the angle. Shoots! Had it knocked away. That was knocked up in the air by Javari. Looking for a rebound. Out it comes for the Spartans. Good chance there for Nico Dorsner, but not Javari up for the challenge. Gracie only slides. Ball rolls out. Spartans will throw it in. Or not. Let's see. It's going to be Bulldog possession as they make 2 changes. Teddy Jabot and Owen Tegmeyer are back on. 4 minutes left here in this second half. 2-1 Spartans. Bulldogs having to back up quite a bit. Teddy Jabot. And that's off the Bulldogs, so the Spartans will throw it in with 3:40 left in this second half. A goal in the 83rd by Henry Irwin right now is the difference maker. 29th goal scored this season by Brookfield East. They scored 3 on Tuesday, the most goals they had scored in a game since. They also scored 3 against Menominee Falls on the 1st of October. A lot of their finishes have occurred late. They put together some strong second half showings over the last couple of postseason matchups. And Drusko. Ellers. Left back near side. Into the corner here with Irwin. Less than 3 minutes remaining. And again, another soccer ball needed. So again, the clock will stop for the time being. Take another soccer ball into the field. Clock stop with 87-17 gone by. The Spartans throwing for Connor Mim. Well, last Friday the Bulldogs won 2-1. Brookfield East trying to win on this day by a 2-1 score. Picked up here by Jabot. 2.5 to go. Lowe. Lost his footing, and Drusko. Here's Lowe. Coming over for the Bulldogs, Kukan. Bulldogs will throw it in. That's going to roll out. Got away from Tegmeyer off the Spartans. Going to be close to 2 minutes left by the time this ball's thrown in. Taking time, too. And Kukan again will throw it in as he was inching further downfield. And Drusko. Gracie Elney getting a piece. Here's Dorsner. Upfield on the run. Reed Brock. Got knocked down by Karst. Ball covered up by Anat Javari. So the sophomore goalkeeper will put it back into play. Ellers with less than 90 seconds to go. And Drusko. He's got Low downfield, and Drusko gets by 1. He'll take a shot and a goal kick coming up with 1:10 remaining. Jabot. 1 minute. 1 minute left in regulation. Low against Dolman. And Drusko. Irwin has the angle, but finds the parking lot. 40 seconds to go. Action-packed game throughout. Brookfield East, 30 seconds away from victory. Up 2-1 in this regional final. And now a foul with 20 seconds to go. It's going to go against the Spartans, so the Bulldogs have to hurry. 15 seconds to work with. Gracie Elney will put it back into play. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final score on this Saturday. The Brookfield East Spartans knock off the Cedarburg Bulldogs by a 2-1 score and advance to a sectional semifinal Thursday against either Whitefish Bay or Homestead. 2-1 the final. We thank everybody for coming out on this Saturday and drive home safely. So 2-1 the final in this WIAA regional final. And for a second straight year, the Bulldog season comes to a close in a 1-goal loss to the Spartans. And Brookfield East avenging that regular season finale loss to the Bulldogs with a 2-1 result of their own, and they will move on to a sectional semifinal against either Whitefish Bay or Homestead on Thursday. Those two teams play tonight at Bay at 7 p.m. Spartans up the record to 7-2-3. Bulldog season's over at 9-4-2. They've now dropped their record to 1-5 against Brookfield East in the postseason since 2010. That'll do it for our match broadcast here from the CHS Varsity Soccer Field. Thanks to all involved in our broadcast coverage. We'll join you again for boys volleyball. They will be in action in a sectional semifinal on Tuesday, 7 p.m. We serve up set 1 of us to 5 as the Bulldogs welcome in the Arrowhead Warhawks. Matt Middles saying so long and good night from the CHS Varsity Soccer Field. Again, your final is regional final. Brookfield East eliminates the Bulldogs for a second consecutive year. Again, it's a 1-goal differential as the Spartans, behind 2 second-half goals, knock off the Bulldogs 2-1. The game winner scored in the 83rd by Henry Irwin. You've been watching continuing coverage of Bulldog boys soccer on Facebook Live.